can't hide anything in those positions. So those poses right there are
work, food, we're gonna figure it out. Snack on the Rice Krispies, throw that in there. It'll be fun.
Open, Hunter Labrada. The Wellness Queen, Ayala. Melissa Brodsky, our figure pro. Rachel Daniels. Gary Udin, our promoter, and Neil Sevilla, the IFBB Pro lead head judge. If I can have Terrence and Classic. Terrence and Hunter, you can go ahead and grab a seat.
All right, the first thing, what we're doing as judges, when you guys come out in the show, normally you come out in a group. We have a group of 6 or 7, depending on the size. So if it's a bigger show, you come up in that group and we hit your quarter turns. That's the first time we're seeing you. That is the most important time for you as athletes. That's more important than that solo time in that box, because we want to see you next to people. So what we're doing as judges, we are slotting each and every individual that comes across that stage in that line. Whether we see them in the first call out, second call out, or third call out, who we want compared next to each other first. So that's when we're making our decisions. So if you bring in, say there's 12 people in that first bodybuilding category. They bring out 6 at a time. We're going through, we probably hit a front double bicep and then take them through their quarter turns, hit a back double bicep on the way. We're evaluating all them and we are deciding, okay, that guy's in the first call out. He might be on the border, first or second call out, which is important because you might have 2 or 3 people that are right on that border and we can't tell right away if we want them in. That's when that individual presentation becomes more important for those people who are kind of on the border and we can't figure it out right away in that first look with you guys. So I can't stress enough how important those mandatory and those relaxed poses are, that front pose. And you have to tailor that all to your body and everything like that. But we want to see the nice wide shoulder frame, a small waist. You know what I mean? You see a lot of guys crunching down on abs in that front relaxed pose. And that's not necessarily what we're looking for, because it can thicken the waist, it can narrow the shoulders a little bit. We want to see the overall structure and conditioning, and you really can't hide anything in those positions. So those poses right there are extremely important for grabbing our attention and getting in the first call.
I definitely wanted to cover this when I talked, but it's kind of a good point to say this. I'm kind of nervous about public speaking, so I like getting people involved with this. So we'll do a little show of hands thing. How many of y'all have done a show before? Okay. How many of y'all, for the most part, never missed a cardio session, a training session, or a meal for your entire prep? Okay. Whenever you got to your show, did you have to do a stress test and see how good your cardio was before you walked on stage? No. We didn't hit a bench, deadlift, and squat on stage or before that was ran into your judging total, right? What is the only thing you did on the day of the show that you were gonna live or die from? It's also the thing that people save to practice the last couple of weeks or don't do at all or don't do in the off season or anything. It is just as important as eating your 6 meals. It is just as important as knocking your cardio out. It is just as important as leaving it all in the gym during your training sessions. You will not be successful if you don't practice your posing and you don't make it as important as those other 3 things.
You competed, you started in bodybuilding, and then you went into the classic division. Did the posing change for you in the sense of, yeah, you have a couple less poses, but your posing regimen, like Hunter was talking about, did it change whatsoever?
No, what he does sounds very familiar, you know? You know, a lot of times one of the things I hate to hear is a bodybuilder telling me, oh, I pose like a bodybuilder, and that's one of the most disrespectful things I can hear from someone. His father was a bodybuilder and one of the best people I've ever seen pose. Even to this day, he still got it. And I think a lot of classic guys get really caught up in the word classic, but every pose comes from bodybuilding. And even if you're not doing that pose in the mandatories like the lat spreads and stuff, they're still useful to create a better posing routine, to do their classic pose of your choice. They all come from those bodybuilding poses, for sure.
So we go through, now we have all that lined up. Now you come out, you don't get as much time as the pros in the individual box and 3 judges. You know, you as amateurs only have 30 seconds to to come out there and show us. In that time, you don't want to be doing your posing routine. That's the last thing you want to do. You want to come out and work in a circle and hit your strong poses. That's it. That's all you got time for. If you're spending too much time on the front, you don't get time to get to the back. You have 30 seconds, you know, and we see so many athletes that just run out of time and we don't even get to see their back. Now that can hurt them.
Wait, if you guys don't mind, let's put you through the paces here and show them what this should look like.
Okay. Is that what we're doing?
Do a couple sides. Couple shots. And it happens every single weekend. All the hard work you do.
So I want to apologize in advance. Didn't know Bill was going to have us pose for you. I kind of look like Chewbacca right now.
Key to this, finish in your pecs. So last spread, you squeeze your pecs. Finalize, it finishes off the roof.
Yeah, big one is whenever you're getting it set right here, they can see this stuff. Don't let it hang. And that's from the amateur level all the way up to the Olympia level. So keep that in mind.
So you're both doing drastically different poses. This is a pose that's going to be different for everyone. You know, some people have thicker waists, more, some have 4 abs, 6 abs, you know what I mean? You can't change any of that. So right before the flex. Think of the rows. Hey, so we're gonna start with your front relax. Front relax. Guys, hands. You're gonna have there you go. Order turn to the right. Guys, feet flat. Feet flat on the ground. And together. Quarter turn to the right.
So, I mean, if you're working out like lowers your immune system, and in order for me to get healthy sooner, I just need to let my immune system work. So, I mean, I took the normal stuff like people take for COVID, like zinc, B12, vitamin C, stuff like that. Yeah. I did like, I had like 2 days training and rest day, and I just did my rest day plan. I still lost a lot of weight, but
Yeah.
Did you enjoy the seminar?
it was great. Yeah, I like, it's great. Yeah, all these people in one place, it's really nice. Only I don't like is that for bodybuilding class, it was kind of quick. An hour is not long enough, in my opinion. But it was cool. It was cool. I had a good time.
Yeah.
To see people I haven't seen in a while, Jeremy and Laura Lee and Hunter. Haven't seen Hunter in a minute either. So it was cool. It's cool. I don't think I've never seen Jeremy outside of like the Olympia or the Arnold. So it was cool to see us like actually have a conversation, even if it was like 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, it's good. So now I'll go home, eat, and rest. Today kicked my ass for some reason, more than normal. But yeah.